The chair recognizes Mr. Patrick Henry, delegate from County Hanover.
What is it the gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God! I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death!
And I've made it very clear that I worked with the police and instructed them to do everything that they could to make sure that the protesters were able to exercise their right to free speech. It's a very delicate balancing act, because while we tried to make sure that they were protected from the cars and the other things that were going on, we also gave those who wished to destroy space to do that as well. And we worked very hard to keep that balance and to put ourselves in the best position to de-escalate, and that's what you saw. We also gave those who wished to destroy space to do that as well.
They got violent, smashing windows of stores and cars.
Filthy infatuated, on the bitch you hated, filthy infatuated. On the bitch you hated, filthy infatuated, on the bitch you hated, filthy infatuated.
Don't do that! police. He's gonna hurl at police. There we go.
This video was shot by a WUSA 9 photojournalist who was then thrown to the ground, her camera damaged.
What is this doing? This shit don't do nothing. This is not the fuck. This ain't doing nothing. No, come back in here. Come in here. People get kicked in the head out there. Yeah, so is this guy, motherfucker. No, he's not okay.
Oh my God. Findings of our comprehensive, thorough, and independent investigation, coupled with the medical examiner's determination that Mr. Gray's death was a homicide, which we received today, has led us to believe that we have probable cause to file criminal charges.
Luther, my anger translator, to join me here tonight. Hold on to your lily white butts. In our fast-changing world, traditions like the White House Correspondents' Dinner are important. I mean, really? What is this dinner? And why am I required to come to it? Jeb Bush, do you really want to do this? Because despite our differences, we count on the press to shed light on the most important issues of the day. And we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense. Sharia law is coming to Cleveland, run for the damn hills. Y'all's ridiculous.
The Michael, he seems like a cool guy. I don't know, he can't really dress, but other than that,
he didn't make an impression with me at all. Like. Not a good or a bad. I don't even remember him.
Neutral. Okay, yeah. JJ?
Michael's got a twinkle in his eye. He's a young man, and I'd have to see more, but he seemed very open.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like Mike. Well, okay, I'm going to say that he's looks like he's native Texas, and being from Texas, I would have to support that. But I don't like him on the fact that he's black. Absolutely not.
David?
Please.
And I knew this was going to come. I don't like him because he's black.
Are you even serious right now?
I'm a minority, but I got a problem.
I was going to say. Hold on. You're like a minority yourself.
Absolutely.
We rode in yesterday together, so I'm to assume, based on what you just said, that you don't like me because I'm black?
I'm talking in a general sense here, but the fact is...
General sense, how much more general than you can be? Then you're sitting in a car with somebody, you're riding in it, you said it, you opened it up.
Am I?
You did that.
Okay, let me tell you this.
You must be out of your...
It doesn't matter if we rode in or not. It doesn't matter. I don't know you from anybody, okay?
You
share the same
out of your mind to say
but
something
you know what?
like that.
My personal beliefs and my personal experience, I don't like them. I never have, and I never will.
What is it about black people that you don't like?
This ought to be good.
Yeah. I'm strapping in for this one.
Yeah, well, strap tight.
You might want to strap me in for this one.
Well, the thing is, based on the experience and the people I've worked with, where I come from, I'm sick and tired of people thinking, specifically I am mentioning black people, thinking we owe them something, that the world owes them something. I'm totally opposed to affirmative action. Where are you from? I don't want people to give me a job just because I'm brown. I want people to know that I have the credentials. Polynesians don't have a BET. We don't get all pissed off when we don't have an NAACP that comes and...
And who's that?
You don't know this.
Who's that?
First off, I just want to know where you're from.
I grew up on the islands.
Where?
Overseas.
Overseas, and there's no black people over there?
Where overseas? Like what islands? What are you talking
Near the Hawaiian Islands.
The Polynesian Islands.
I'm a Polynesian, yes.
When did you come to America?
And I live in the South. There are plenty of black people there, and I had quite the opportunity to be able to work with these people. And you know what? I won't.
That is so and ill-informed and so stupid. Even if you didn't believe it, do you think I'm going to stand up here and say I'm not going to give some money to somebody because they're white? I mean, some things are better left unsaid.
That would be your choice.
Rather than have people really realize what an idiot you are. Now, you are. That is just the most stupid thing. And we meet in the car and we say, hey, we're going to be friends after this. Don't take anything personally. I do take that personally. I do think it's offensive. I mean, the only way that we're going to survive as a people is that we work together and we understand that if there's one person that's oppressed, if there's one person that's a judge, and I don't mean as a people as black people, I mean as a people who live here on this earth. If there's one woman that's oppressed, if there's one child that's abused, if there's one person that's discriminated against based on some superficial bull, then we're not going to make it.
Get a grip, man, on how the world really works.
Okay,
really
let's stop. Wait. We have plenty more to discuss.
Do you know a pattern? Every time a so-called injustice occurs and there's a white cop and a black man, have you noticed there's a pattern now of the black start just tearing up their own effing neighborhood? So we're going to get white. They're the only race of people who does this bullshit. I'm not saying for 1 minute that the cops who may have done something to Freddie Gray or may have killed Freddie Gray because when he got in the back of the police car, I'm not saying there was not any injustice done. But why is it only black people act this big a fool when they think that they got some injustice? Now, these are the same niggas that every day in their neighborhood, blacks are killing blacks. Blacks are selling drugs. And it's usually right around the churches too. Go to any black neighborhood. I've said this before. You almost have a church on every effing corner. They set up in there every Sunday, praise the Lord. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Bible study. Their grandkids and their children are the ones out there causing chaos in their own effing neighborhoods. And they don't do a damn thing to stop all the crime and the criminal activities in their own neighborhood. And as soon as one black get killed, they are so effing outraged. They want to just, most of these parts right down in Baltimore that they're talking about, people I talked to lived there, who used to live there and still live there, it's effing hellholes anyway. Drug infested. And then as soon as one injustice happens, you see them on TV. Do you know there's twice as many whites get killed by police officers as blacks? What about the unarmed 18-year-old white man that was shot by black police officers. I think it was in Alabama. Did you see any whites rioting? You don't see Latinos rioting. You don't see Asians rioting in the United States. Naming the only race of dumb fuckers who always riot every time they think it's injustice and who have the worst neighborhoods in America. It's blacks. And there's always some dumb. You need to get your niggas in line. The ones who constantly tear up something when they think it's injustice. Most of these bastards don't work. Now, let me tell you something. I'm embarrassed by some of you whites who let these bastards throw crap at you, throwing shit in your face, and you standing down. If you're going to go down there, you might as well get ready to fight because you can't reason with these effing animals. You just can't. If a bastard's going to pull a woman and start beating her because she's white, if they're going to grab another man and start throwing stuff at him because he's white, police officers are acting like a bunch of pussies. They're throwing trash cans full of fire at police officers and they're not doing a damn thing about it. What makes everybody think that this is going to end well? You got Barack Obama and the Saturday Night Live crew down there making jokes while Baltimore is burning and race riots are brewing. Now, you're not going to be happy till a real race riot happens, and then you're going to see those whites who you keep saying you hate, who have 5 and 6 and 7 guns, who come down there. The one down there right now is the coward ones. But there's some whites who will bust a cap in your ass as soon as you start this crap. What gets me is that every time a racial tension thing happens, when there's a black with a white, it always some Negroes who are out there on TV acting a damn fool, acting like effing animals. I've said this before. If you drop these bastards off in hell, the devil himself would beg you to take these MFers out of hell. They would destroy hell. They're unreasonable. They're animalistic. They never accomplish things. My question to you, dumb jackass, is what do you plan on accomplish once you tap your stores, you tap police cars, and your quote black-on president and DOJ Eric Holder black-on? Why don't you clean up your effing neighborhoods? Why don't you make your neighborhoods, stop your neighborhoods from being the most crime infected? Who has the worst neighborhoods in America right now? Just all I want to ask you. Now, if Black Lives Matter and you're so concerned about blacks, why is most of the black hoods effed up? They named after Martin Luther King Boulevard, all kind of criminal activities in that neighborhood. Church on every damn block. Drug infested, crime infested. You subject to get robbed and shot, but they never seem to think it's any injustice because what happened in slavery? You dumb bastards never even read an effing history book. You don't even know that what the F you get over something happened 150 years ago. How much you gonna keep talking about slavery? It ain't got nothing to do with your evidence. So slavery got something to do with you selling drugs and killing one another in your own effing neighborhood. Every time they perceive that a white did something, they say we're gonna get all crackers. And they think they justified by this type of bullshit. Let me tell you something. White people, you cannot pacify animals like this. I say this all the time. Just like you can't pacify these radical Muslims by trying to negotiate with them. Once these animals make up their mind, they're going to attack you for being white. When anybody attacks somebody because strictly because of their race, you lose all rationale to have a conversation with them. You ain't no need you trying to talk up to somebody and talk them down, have a rational, meaningful conversation with them because the effers are animals. Now, when they was pulling this woman and started beating this woman, her boyfriend jumped in and started beating her. If somebody would have pulled out a gun and capped them bastards, then you had Al Sharpton and Eric Holder, now Loretta Lynch, Barack Obama on TV. If I had a son, all this bullshit that goes on. Barack Obama wants this kind of bullshit going on. You know why? Because then we can't focus on the real problem. That's why you don't have no effing jobs in your neighborhood. That's why it's a hellhole down there in Baltimore. A hellhole. Now ask yourself this question. Why you bunch of goons? I know you're going to come on the video talking shit. Answer this question here. Before this young man got himself killed, or down here, or the officers killed Freddie Gray, before this happened, was that neighborhood good? Was the neighborhood viable? Was it safe to live in that neighborhood? Hell no, it wasn't safe. And if you're so concerned about how effed up your damn neighborhood is, why don't you fuckers do something about cleaning up that bullshit out there? Get so sick of niggas on TV screaming and hollering how racist is bringing them back. But every time you do them, they committing them all kind of crimes. Stop effing committing crimes. Stop conducting yourself like a bunch of animals. Then you might get some effing respect. Because if you're this concerned about a Black Lives Matter, which all lives should matter, why don't you do something when black on black crimes occur daily? 93% of all blacks are killed by blacks. I don't see shit happening in your neighborhood. That includes all these fake pastors and these so-called church members. Holy as hell on the internet. Holy as hell on Facebook. Spiritual stuff all the time. I bet you don't clean up that effing neighborhood though. Every time I ride to the hood, I see church after church. I just count them. Church, church, church. Worst drug-infested, crime-infested neighborhoods. Got a church on every corner. Everybody acting like how holy they are. Telling you how holy they are. Anybody talking about being that holy ain't even holy. You're holy in speech only. That's why you shouldn't be impressed with people constantly talking about how holy they are. You ain't got to say you're holy. You just be holy. You ever notice Jesus was constantly talking about how holy he was? These bastards in the neighborhood committing all kind of crimes, attacking whites because they're white. Now, if the white police officer did something, what does this have to do with that woman or these men or anybody else in Baltimore that's white? Did they attack you? Did they own any slaves? You dumb bastards, you. It's never going to end well. And you wonder why your neighborhoods are never thriving. They can't thrive because you think like animals. The end result is if you tap your neighborhood, you're doing some riding and you jump on a couple of whites. Eventually, they're going to get tired, they're going to get your ass shot. But say you jump on a gun, what have you accomplished? Did they make the neighborhood better? Or they make you feel you're beating your chest? 15 jump on one woman, 15 jump on one guy. And you call yourself a gladiator? Last time I checked, gladiators is one-on-one in a ring beating the living shit out of each other until one can't move no more. That's a gladiator. Not 15 jumping on a woman. Not 15 jumping on a man. But we keep having this. And look at the police officers. I'm sickened by the police officers and the cowardness of the police officers and the whites who are letting them jump on them. That's never going to effing end well at all. Because you can't have a rational conversation with a bunch of effing animals. They effing animals. Bastards, you can leave them to themselves. If I was a police officer, I would withdraw. The bastards had their own effing neighborhood. Tear that shit up anyway. Bunch of hellholes. I would never visit that hellhole.